Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, I'm kind of nervous, but if you know, you know. But my visa got accepted, it got approved. So yay! So now that I know your girl has a Canadian visa, I mean a study permit, whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna be giving you guys some tips. So yeah, I'm using my laptop. Okay, it's giving seizure. But yeah, I'm using my laptop, and then sorry if my like a British twang thing, which I do sometimes, is worse. If you follow me on my Insta, you know I'm watching Love Island currently, so like it's worse during this time of year. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Now what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I'm gonna go through like the main things you need when you apply for a Canadian visa, because some people have asked me, or maybe like 3 people. So this video is for you 3 who wanted to know about Canadian study permits. So I hope it helps you and some random strangers online who like it. So yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, this is probably a long video, so I'm gonna section it if you don't want to listen to every single thing I have to say. But I feel like I have to go a bit more in detail with this video because it's an informative video. So I'm sorry if you don't want to hear me talking this long. But so firstly, timeline. Please, I beg, don't be me and apply late. Okay, don't do that. From February to May, that was left for visa stuff. So if you're working with a similar timeline to me, the recommended time which my agent told me was I should have applied in April, which some of my friends did, and they got their visas like super quickly. Like it was actually shocking. Like yeah, one of my friends, shout out to them, they know themselves, I don't know if they want to be referenced. So yeah, one of my friends got it in like 3 weeks. So he applied in April, then he had it 3 weeks later. Like that's fast. But me, I applied in May and it took me so long. My mom was literally having like, yeah, my mom kept asking me like every 2 minutes. Like she had just as much like anxiousness as me about this visa stuff. So firstly, I wasn't that anxious because I was like, okay, the longer it got, the less anxious I got, because I was like, maybe it's taking long because it's probably approved. But yeah, I can't say that because I also know another friend of mine who also took long, but it still didn't like really go as well. Anyway, so I applied in May. On the 20th of May, I submitted all my stuff online because I applied online. Then on the 23rd, I went to Harare and I did my biometrics, which is the final step like physically. So yeah, once I was done with that, that means they started processing my application on the 23rd of May. And then it took them till July. So yeah, I got my answer on the 22nd of July. So yeah, it took almost like 2 months for them to give me a decision. Then now I've gone to the embassy, so they actually put it into my passport. So yeah, that takes about maybe a week or 2, but yeah. So that's the timeline. Do you see how much time it could take? It took mine 2 months. Some people it takes 3 months. Sometimes you might get rejected. So if I got rejected right now, I wouldn't be able to go to uni. You know what I'm saying? So my timeline was very risky. So yeah, apply as early as you can. May is like I think the peak of when people apply, so that's why it takes longer. So almost everyone applies May. Some people were a bit late, were applying June. So yeah, apply in April and before that, if you want it to be quicker, more efficient, and better for you, just in case you get rejected. That's my advice. That is my advice. So when I was applying, right, at first, after I got my acceptance in February, I think I started thinking really about my visa properly in like March. Yeah. So before that, I don't know what I was doing. Don't ask me what I did in February. In March, I started, working on it. So the plan was for me to do it by myself because I was feeling confident. I was like, a girl can do this. Yeah, I cannot. Okay, but it's not like hard per se. It's not that it's like difficult to do on your own, like an impossible task. Because I did quite a number of the stuff on my own. But what scared me is my situation is already a bit iffy in like, a lot of things. I'm not gonna reveal too much on here, or else I'll get arrested. I'm joking. But yeah. So I was a bit scared to like mess up tiny things. Like the major things I could basically kind of do on my own. But I was kind of scared to like mess up even like a bit. Because like this was basically, and remember I was basically applying late now. So it was do or die. So it's either I get this visa or I'm not going to in September. So yeah, that's what ended up leading me to like getting an agent. Also, most of my friends who were also applying or were using an agent. So yeah, I wanted to use the same agent as them, but he rejected me. He said he was busy and he already had a lot of clients, so I was disheartened. Yeah, it took me quite a while to find one because like some are too expensive. Are you like trying to rip me off? I'm applying for a visa. I'm asking for help, not asking you to like buy me the Eiffel Tower. Like, why are you charging all that money? Why? Yeah, some people are crooks, so please actually look for people who are a bit reasonable in their prices. So yeah, my aunt ended up helping me because she knew this lady. And yeah, she helped. I love my agent. She was also really nice. Like all the people who helped me through this process are so nice. I thank God for that. So yeah, I was extremely blessed to like have a lot of like doors just opening for me, because like I could have not found an agent because the one everyone else was using, because I even asked people and they kept referencing that one guy and I was like, he said no already. So yeah, so thank God I got an agent. And she was so lovely, and she helped me with a lot of stuff. Now that I actually think about it, if I had not used her, I would have probably messed up this application process, because she like knew exactly what to do, you know what I'm saying? So if you are not like, maybe if you have a sibling who's done this before and who's already in Canada, you might be a bit more confident, but even then it's just better, it's safer to just do it with an agent. You don't have to, and there are many people who do apply without an agent and still get success. But for me, I'm coming from like a country which is a bit like sketchy. No offense to Zimbabwe, I love you, Zim. Okay, no. But you know, in terms of immigration, they might be like, why are you coming here? Why are you coming to our country? So and also our financial systems this side in Africa are not the greatest. So it's, you know what I'm saying? So I was really coming from risky situations. I don't wanna add smoke to that fire. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But it just depends on you. If you don't really have the budget, then don't be scared to like just go for it. You can ask me for help if you really need anything. Or there's a lot of people on YouTube anyway who have a lot of informative videos about the study permit. So yeah, you'll be fine. Don't be stressed if you can't afford an agent. Like, people are in different situations in life. It's not that deep. You'll be fine. Oh yeah, by the way, people do use agents and still get rejected as well. So it's just like, and the agent will still not, you know, compensate or refund you. So it's just a gamble either way. But I think agents have more experience with this type of thing. They do it for a living. So yeah, it's not like 100% if you have an agent it will work out. It's just the chances are higher. So I'm gonna go through a list of everything I needed to gather for my visa. So basically I need like a scanned copy of your passport. Then they also need your medical exams. Yeah, let me move on to that aspect. So basically you either apply without your medical exam, or you apply already submitting your medical exam. So I did my medical exam before, but someone told me that it's faster that way, but I don't know how far true that is. I can't lie. Because if you don't, let's say for example I hadn't submitted my medical exam when I applied, they would have later sent me an email asking me to go take them anyway. So you see the point, like, I'm gonna do it anyway, let me just do it before, you know what I'm saying, get it over and done with. So yeah, that's what I did. I got mine done in Pretoria, because like that's the main place to do them here in South Africa, where I am. It has to be like verified by the Canadian like website, so you have to make sure it's the ones, it's part of them. I think they have a list of like medical centers which do the medical exam for Canada. So you have to make sure it's the correct one. Don't just go to a random hospital and be like, I need this for my medical exam. No, you have to go to the official ones on the Canadian immigration website for your country. Okay, yeah. So once I had mine, which was in Pretoria, you have to book an appointment. Did I book? Yeah, you book an appointment. I went. How much was it? Yeah, I'll check. I think it was 1,000 rand. I will confirm and put it somewhere up here. Anyway, so I went to fill in some forms, whatever, typical stuff. And then what they do for the medical exam, right? So for me, I got assigned to a nurse. She was really, oh my god, that nurse was so nice. It kind of reminded me of my mom, because like that's how my mom talks. When she's like giving me life advice, she's like, so that's why you need to do things, you know, for you, make stuff for yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be independent, basically. That's what she was telling me, not to rely on a man, stuff like that. You know, the typical stuff. So yeah, that's what that lady was also telling me. She was really nice. And she was also a Christian, so this might not be relevant to people who aren't Christian. But yeah, and she told me like her stuff. And it was a really nice lady. Like I forgot her name, but she was so nice. Anyway, I hope you guys are lucky to get a nice nurse like I got one. She was helping me the whole time. So yeah. They do a medical exam. They take my blood. She took my blood like into this tiny test tube. I hate needles. I do. Like I absolutely hate needles. Pokey thing into my nose. Yeah, but it wasn't bad at all. So that was nice. I told you she was just really nice in general. So I didn't even feel that nervous. Then yeah, she takes your height. She takes your weight. What else? Then oh yeah, she has to take a picture of me. Like I don't know. I think they have to confirm I was there physically. So yeah, she takes a picture. So if you want to look photogenic for the people who will be reviewing your visa, go there looking like a schnack. I'm joking. I'm joking. Please just do whatever you want. But yeah, just in case you didn't know, they will be taking photos. So yeah, my photo will be horrible. Not that I think about it, but whatever. Then they have to take your x-ray of your chest. So yeah, I had to change into this gown thing. Then yeah, I went to a different room with a different guy because she couldn't do the x-ray thing. Then yeah, they took my x-ray. And then yeah, that was it. Then I changed my photos. Then you also have to do a urine test. So she gives you a cup. It was very weird, but you know, it had to be done. So I'm sorry. Warning of grossness if you don't like hearing the subject. So just skip forward a bit. Anyway, so yeah, and then you just put in a cup and you should give her. What else did I do? Oh, and then you have to go see a doctor. Yeah, I had to go to a doctor in a separate room from that lady. And then he just examined me. I think he just examines everything to make sure you like your bones. He just examines you, like normal physical check of everything. Not like everything, but like, you know, the basics. So yeah, I think that's everything basically, which I had to do. So yeah, then I was done. I think it took me like an hour or 2 hours? An hour 30. I don't know, I'll confirm because anyway, so yeah, that was my medical exam experience. So when they're done, oh yeah, for me, she said I had to be vaccinated with like the main vaccine. So the Zimbabwean vaccine, I don't know, but vaccinated. Then once I had my vaccination card, I sent to that lady. Then she processes everything. She tells you, it actually tells you whether you passed it basically, because it says this was the urine test was success, blood test, blah blah, stuff like that. And then yeah, you also, I think you had to fill a form of whether had certain diseases or mental stuff, health stuff. If I ever gone into surgery, they ask you a bunch of random questions, not random, but like questions to do with your health. So yeah, that's something as well. And then yeah, once it was done, she emailed me the like thing. I'll put it somewhere so you guys can roughly see what it looks like. So yeah, then when I was now submitting, I just, in the medical exam column, I uploaded that thing she gave me. So yeah, and then what else? Let's move on to the next thing. Now that we're done with medical need, okay, I'll also go into like application process for uni, because some people were asking me about that. But I don't know if I should make that a separate video. I'll touch on it briefly later. But anyway, now there's like, oh yeah, and then the next column you see is the letter of acceptance column. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, you just obviously your letter of acceptance has to have your name, them obviously saying, it can't be like a conditional letter, it has to be like them officially saying we accept you, whatever. And then I think it also needs to have there's some code, I think it's a DLI number for Canadian universities on it. It has to say, mine had to state, I think this is recommended, the date your school is starting, when you will graduate, roughly the tuition, stuff like that. But I think all schools in Canada already know the format that that the Canadian immigration wants. They know the format the Canadian immigration wants. So your uni should have it covered anyway, because mine I didn't even ask, it was at the bottom. They gave me the official acceptance. Then at the end, because I think they know I'm an international student, they also had the version which Canadian immigration wants. So yeah, that was done, whatever. They even had a breakdown of all the course I would need at Brock and whatever. So yeah, letter of acceptance, that is a must. If you don't have that, don't bother. Another thing they'll need digital photos. So yeah, I had to go get mine taken. I hate them. Like I can't believe that might actually be potentially on like, I don't know where that will be, but like that photo was horrific. But whatever, I can't really change that. But yeah, you go, they have the specs on the website. So you just go to any printing place, or any photography place, and then you show them the specs they want for the images. It has to be specifically what they want and how they want it. They describe it. It's very, like the website breaks it down really easily for you anyway. But yeah, so I had to go do digital photos. So yeah, then I submitted those. The next section, proof of funds. So basically for proof of funds for Canada, it needs to be strong. Like this is there are two important things my agent told me are the most important. Proof of financial funds and your letter of explanation. Those two things need to be the strongest. This is where you need to put all your energy, your smoke. If you really want them to accept you and be 100%, they are going to not even have a doubt of rejecting you in these two sections. So yeah, if you're a bit iffy, you could maybe by luck get in, but I would just make sure these two sections are very, very, very strong, so that you know for sure you're not that stressed about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know, for example, let's say they want to see 25k tuition in your account, put 150k in that account so that they know for sure they have no room. If you put 25k on the dot, they might be like, you know, it's a bit, what if that 25k something happens? They need to just like be secure that you won't be a burden financially in any way. They want to know you can afford to be doing this. Whether that's through a scholarship, it doesn't necessarily have to be like your own money. Through a scholarship, through your aunt paying for you, whatever it is. That's all. If your relatives are paying for you, it's a different story. But yeah, if you want me to explain that a bit more, you can personally DM me. I don't think I'm in this video, I'm kind of like explaining what I did, but also trying to explain the general process. So yeah, if I'm not going into depth about every situation and scenario, I'm sorry. But yeah, for me, my dad was basically who I put as who's paying for my stay in Canada. Like he's going to be the financial provider. So my dad was the main guy, and myself a bit. So yeah, I put my dad and me. So yeah. For your tuition, they need to see that you have 1 year worth of funds in your account. So yeah. So you basically have to have enough money to last you a year in Canada. They need to, whatever you're providing as proof of financial fund needs to reflect that you have that amount. So let's say your school fees is 25k, right? They need to see you have 25k, like cash you can easily access like tomorrow. If someone is like, give me 25k tomorrow, you need to be able to access it. It can't be like, I will sell my car. No, it needs to be, that helps. I'll go into that a bit more, but like they need to like know you have hard cash in your account somewhere where you can easily access it, right? Yeah, anyway. Then, so as I was saying, so let's say your uni charges 25k for tuition. They need to see if 25k plus an additional 10k in Canadian. This is all Canadian dollars, by the way. So you calculate when you go on the website. They explain it to you. I also put the official thing they say on the website somewhere here. So yeah, if I'm correct, it's the tuition plus 10k Canadian. And then I'm gonna let you guys know what I did to show my proof of financial funds. I'm looking now at my financial support document which I submitted. Because it's one big doc. You have to make sure all your financial documents are in one big document. So you gather them separately, of course. So like when I was gathering everything, I had to gather. But in the end, you need to put it all into one big thing. One big document. I don't know why I'm doing it like a document is even. But yeah, you merge everything in the end. So when you merge, when you're not submitting it, make sure you have a table of contents so that it's easy for the immigration officer to just go through everything, know what everything is, where it's located. Because don't make their jobs difficult. It's like, you know, when we were doing exams, our teachers used to tell us, like, in an essay, I think, just make it easy for like the examiner. Same thing with this immigration. Don't make it difficult for them. Okay, they shouldn't be doing like scavengers to figure out what you're saying, or where there should be direction in everything you're doing and displaying to them. Like all the information should be telling a very clear and coherent story. Like this, tell them this who's paying for my tuition, this is where it's coming from, here's proof of that. It should just flow, you know what I'm saying? So it's easy for them, make their job easier. When you make people happy results, good results. It's not like it's a machine who's grading your immigration. It's a person who has to make a judgment on this. So bear that in mind. Just when you are like submitting this and putting stuff together, like keep in mind this is a person, and just like imagine if you were going through this, would you want to give this person a visa? Do you think they're doing things with sense? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's advice. So the first thing is an affidavit from whoever is paying. If it's you, then you have to write a letter explaining, I'm paying my own school fees, this is where I'm getting my money from, whatever. Just a brief letter. I'll put my dad's one somewhere here. You just told them, I'm Sandra Sinko's dad. Firstly, my dad didn't even type this. I don't know why I'm lying. I typed this. He just signed it. Whatever. You just have to say, I'm his daughter, his relation to me basically. And then where I'm going, details of my Canada school, how long I'm learning. Then he has to explain that he will pay for everything for my 4 years when I'm there. He's paying for this, he's paying for that, he's paying for this. And then where does he get the money from? He has to explain that in the letter. If it's from his businesses, it's from this. And then he has to then say, I've provided the documents below as proof, so that if you want to contact me, details, whatever. I know this is just a document, but even in my document, I'm telling a story. So you see it all pieced together as I go along. But anyway, so yeah, I've provided the letter of support, which is basically an affidavit, low key, of my dad just saying, this is my child, I'm paying their school fees, this is where I'm getting the money from. Then secondly, birth certificate to prove he is my dad, like he just said. Number 3, my dad's passport, so we know he's a real person, and again, to prove he is my dad. Three, and then the 4th thing was, now I had to show them. So basically they subtract any money you've already paid into your Canada expenses. So when I had to apply for uni to like confirm that I accepted the place, they wanted a deposit. So I had to pay 1,000 CAD, I think, which isn't like that much compared to like the actual school fees. But yeah, I had to show them the receipt that I paid that. So yeah, I provided that. So they will subtract that. So let's say if in their calculations of that thing I just told you, where they need tuition plus 10,000 CAD, they will subtract 1,000 from the total amount I need to prove funds of. So let's say I was supposed to prove 25k. If they see I've paid 1,000 CAD already to school fees, they subtract it. So now they will need me to prove 19k. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, usually it's a good thing. My agent recommended this, like everyone, I think, if you even watch the YouTube videos, recommends you do pay your school fees in full. That makes it way easier for you, because they're like, they can't really say you don't have the money to pay when you've already paid, you know what I'm saying? That makes it 10 times easier. I didn't do that, but if you can do that and you have the facilities and your parents have budgeted enough for them to be able to just pay for your school fees, straight up do that. It's the better, more efficient thing to do. So yeah, for me, I could only provide my tuition deposit. So they subtracted that 1,000 CAD, which I did pay, from the total amount I had to prove. Next was, my dad is like an entrepreneur. So for other parents, you maybe need to show like how your parents getting like, I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Okay, I'll find out what it's called and tell you guys. But like their pay slip or a letter from their company saying Ningi and Ningi is employed with us. Just proof of where they work, where they get income from. For me, my dad is an entrepreneur, so he doesn't have like a workplace or someone he works under. He's his own, you know, boss, so per se. So what if you also have an entrepreneurial parent? This is what my agent recommended. We had to do like to show a breakdown of my dad's net worth. So how my dad did it himself, because as I said, he's good with accounts, or is low-key an accountant in himself. So yeah, but if you don't have accountant parents or anything like that, just go get one. It might be easier in saving time, I don't know. But I will tell them out from the breakdown I have here anyway. So yeah, he broke down his fixed properties, then he broke down his movable properties, so assets basically. And then he showed the money he has in his, he put the amount he has in banks, then the cash he has on hand, then we had the total asset amount. Then after that he put liabilities, which he didn't have any according to the statement. But yeah, then after that you just add everything up, you get the total net worth. So basically that's what my dad, we had to show for my dad, because he's, as I said, an entrepreneur. So for like, let me give you examples of like fixed properties he had. He put every, like my dad owns like real estate, so he had to put down every property he has, how much it costs, how much it's worth, stuff like that. Then yeah, I think that was his fixed properties, were just the like actual houses and stuff. And then his movable properties was stuff like our cars, furniture, laptops. I don't know. I don't even think my dad put everything he has to his name on this statement, but I think it was fair enough. Yeah. This is to show who's paying my school fees and how much money they have. So if it was you, if it's you yourself paying your school fees, then you're gonna have to show your own net worth, stuff like that. I'm not showing my own stuff because I'm not the money's not coming from me, it's coming from my dad. So yeah. Then after the words, we just threw in. There were a lot more title deeds we had, but like when I had to compress the documents, I'll get into that a bit later. All of them could never fit. So I just chose two of the like goodish ones, or like the ones which are worth the most. So yeah, I think we added like 2 properties, which is the house we are living in right now, and then another, oh yeah, the other property was in my name. So for financial funds, I did say low-key, I didn't really say I would pay for myself, but I said if there was an emergency, I do have money I can access. So that's what, so I did one of my dad's properties under my dad's name. Then the second property I provided in this financial document thing was my own property, which is under my name. So right now it's not really mine, but my dad put it in my name when I turned 18, just so that, you know, if anything ever happens, I'm not like completely like screwed, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I also put my dad's Range Rover car registration, because remember, one of that was part of his cars, were part of the something assets. So yeah, it's just to show besides property, the other stuff was true, you know what I'm saying? It's not like made up. So yeah, I had to put the Range Rover car registration. Then I had to put a currency confirmation letter, because my dad uses something bank, I don't know, but it doesn't show the currency at the end on the bank statements. And my agent said that was really important. They need to know what currency it is, stuff like that, and that you actually have this money in your account. So the bank, we had to get a letter from them. This is actually what kind of delayed me in submitting early as well, because we had to wait for that letter from the bank. So yeah, I don't know if you might need this specifically, but because of the way my dad's bank statements are structured, so there's a whole checklist of things you need to have on your bank statement. I'll just put it somewhere, I won't go through everything. But yeah, and if you really want like the in-depth stuff, I have a PDF, so just contact me. But basically, that letter was there. Then after that, I provided 5 bank statements from my dad's account with his name on it, stuff like that. And it has to be from 3 months. So 3 months worth of bank statements with a running balance. And you can have like one bank statement with all your money, but my dad doesn't have money in one account, so that's why I had to show my multiple bank statements, so the amounts could add up to the amount I needed, like properly. Yeah, so that's how it was, that's what happened. So yeah, that was my financial stuff. So if you look down at it, how I layered everything kind of tells a story. That's how I tried to do it, so that, as I said, this is a human being. They want to flow, they want to understand really easy. So I started with the letter of support. The letter of support is basically telling you who's paying for my finances. Then I prove that this person is actually related to me, birth certificate, my dad's passport. Then afterwards, I start with telling them, you don't have to worry about this 1,000 CAD because I've already paid it, subject it, put tuition deposit first. Then I show them my dad's net worth. So this is where he gets the money from, you know. Then proof of the things he just mentioned, like the properties. So that's why I added 2 title deeds and then the car registration. Then the bank statements, then currency combination letter, whatever. That was the story. It's done. She didn't understand it because I got accepted, so so yeah, that part has to be really strong. Like I will put my table of contents somewhere. So yeah, just make sure it's squeaky clean. Don't do any sketchy things. This has to be squeaky clean. Like even if it's your relative paying for you, like your aunt, there's some technicalities which come with that. But yeah, there's a lot of YouTube videos on that. I can't lie to you, I don't really know, because as I said, I know more about my personal situation. So then after you submitted your proof of funds, the next one, they'll tell you, oh yeah, you have to fill in 2 forms, by the way. I forgot what they're called exactly. I'll put again everything I'm just saying, I'll put it somewhere because I did this a month ago, guys, so it's not like fresh in my mind. So you have to fill in a family form. So basically who's your mom, your dad, your siblings, your whatever, telling them about your family. And then it's just a form, so it's very easy to follow. I don't even think I have to explain it. 3 forms I think you have to fill. So then the second form, which is mandatory, so the family form and the second immigration form, basically it's like your application form. So you basically tell them the DOI number of that school you're applying to, how much school fees you pay, how long you'll be there, stuff like that. So basically it's basically the application form. Then the third one is the visa application. So you don't have to apply your visa with your study permit. So your visa is basically what makes you travel, be able to travel into Canada. And then the study permit is what makes you study in Canada. So it's easier to just apply it once. So I applied it once. I applied for my study permit and my visa in one go, which is what is recommended. Why do you want to do it twice? Why? Anyway, so yeah. So I had to fill in the proper immigration form 1 to apply, then the family form, and then the visa form. So yeah, the visa form basically asks you like which countries have you visited, blah, 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 stuff like that. Just to make sure you know you're not a terrorist. Thank you. But yeah, it's not hard. Like it will take you like maybe to fill in all 3 an hour at most if you have all your documents with you and stuff like that. And then this section, you actually don't need to provide a letter of explanation. It's not like a must. It's not a requirement. But you would be pretty dumb not to do so, because basically it's explaining to them, it's telling them who you are, why you're even applying, what does all of this even mean, you know. So if you don't like provide a lot of explanations, like yeah, I don't know how really you would get accepted, because it's one of the most important things. This is an interview but in words basically. So pretend like they're asking you questions about yourself. So it's not just like I want to go to Canada because it's good education, that's it. No, they want to know you personally. Like they need to understand why you individually, like you as a unique person, want to go to Canada, why you chose this program, who is paying for your school fees, and why should they believe that you will return to your country. Yeah, what else is important for you to list? And why Canada over other countries like the UK, the USA? Why specifically Canada? Why do you need to die for Canada? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they need to understand, why your university? Why this specific university? Why did you pick another one? Why did you choose this one? They really want to know you. Like they want to understand your decision. Why you even apply? They really want to understand, because they're just not going to give you a visas for bands. Like we don't apply for visas for bands. Angle I went with was basically, you guys know my degree which I'm going for, business communications. So to explain why I'm doing business communications, I should link it to my family. Because as I said, my dad is an entrepreneur, so is my mom. So business already runs in our family, like, you know, so I had to link it to me personally, not everyone else's family. Some people's parents are doctors, and then you would want to do business. You have to explain individually why you are doing it. So for me, it makes sense to explain that my parents are like business people, so I am doing a business related degree. You know, then I had to actually go into depth, actually, not just like that. So I had to explain, I grew up with entrepreneur parents. They taught me, I saw the businesses they built, stuff like that. I've seen their properties, whatever. And then I even had to say, like, I worked for my dad for a while, which is true. Like, I was telling the truth. I wasn't lying. But like, you tell half truth sometimes, because this is not really the reason I'm doing business communications. I have my own personal reason. But like, to make it more coherent with what I'm trying to say, and to make it more, you know, I had to like kind of twist the truth in my life a bit. So this is all true information. It's just not my own personal truth, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I had to tell them, yeah, I work with my parents, whatever. I even had to tell them the moment I decided to do this degree. So yeah, my agent told me to utilize COVID as like a talking point. So she didn't write it for me or anything. I wrote it myself, but she like just hinted things and helped me here and there. Because no one can, again, this has to be from you because they would know. This is a bit sketchy. I've heard someone else say this, you know what I'm saying? It's not like there's no one else who has business parents, but it's still not standard. If I'm not writing it, you can tell, like, this is an individual storyline, an individual unique story, because no one is exactly the same. So we can't all, even if we both have business parents, our stories and journeys are not the same, you know what I'm saying? So if they're exactly the same, it's very sus. So yeah, I went in with the tourism angle, because I thought, how will I explain why I met Barack? So I had to also add in tourism and business. So those are my two talking points in this whole thing, because my agent also said, like, your letter of explanation should make sense from top to bottom. Everything should link from top to bottom. Kind of like what they tell you when you do. Writing this essay reminded me of school, guys, so much. Because this is literally so school does help in real life. Look at this. Anyway, so yeah, so basically, I told them I'm a child of entrepreneurial parents. So business runs in my blood, basically. Then I told them, out of all my parents' businesses, because they have multiple businesses, but the one which I was drawn to was the Sweet Holiday Homes Resorts, because my parents own a lodge in Victoria Falls. So yeah, that's the one I was drawn to the most. Then I had to explain why I was drawn to it and what does this have to do with the degree I'm choosing, right? You see, it all has to do with me, not just, oh, why are you going to Canada, and generic answer. So yeah, now I was explaining to them that because I'm drawn to their tourism business the most, during COVID, I noticed, you know, how badly it affected them because tourism stopped coming in, you know, and it made me realize a part of their business portfolio is missing. Because I was like, my dad does the account, financial stuff, my mom does the management stuff, but they don't have business communications to their business portfolio, and I would be the asset to that. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I told them that. Then I was like, so that's why I decided to do business communications, so we can improve the marketing and the public relations and the whatever of the lodge, and you know, stuff like that. You see? So yeah, and then when they asked why I chose Canada, I was like, you know, to learn more about an international, because it's a very diverse area, international travelers, I get to know more so I can help when I get back to the what? Lodge. I've linked it to my own life. So yeah, then also I just like exploring and stuff like that. Then when they asked me why I chose Brock, I also had to link it to the lodge again. Because again, it has to make sense why you personally are going to Brock, not why everyone else goes to Brock. Why you, Sandra, is Brock the one choice made? So I had actually explained to them this, that Brock is close to the Niagara Falls the same way Victoria Falls, you know, like they even share a border the same way the USA and Canada share the falls, is the same way Zimbabwe and Zambia share the falls. So it's a very similar tourism market to what my family business owns at home. So whilst I'm in Canada learning at Brock, which is located in Niagara Falls, I can be, you know, observing and maybe get skills I'll learn back at home. So I've now kind of specified why me personally, I almost forgot, you have to explain why you chose Canada over your own country. That's another point. So I explained to them, in Zimbabwe, there's no universities in Victoria Falls or a tourist destination, which is true. In any of our major tourist destinations in Zimbabwe, there's no university there. So I was like, this allows me to go to university, which is in a tourism environment, which will be more helpful to me than going to like University of Zimbabwe, which is in Harare, for example. Like we have no universities in my own country that can offer this. So that's why it makes me personally, as Sandra Sankosi, choose choose Canada over Zimbabwe. See what I'm saying? Then yeah, so that's what I explained. Again, I'm going back to my country because of this. Stuff like that. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into depth about this. So yeah. Also, the quality in this video might go down. Then I showed them all my high school certificates. So my O-level, AS, and my A-levels. So yeah, they want to see that. Because I also had to explain to them I just finished high school, blah, blah, blah. So I had to prove that. And then what else? Oh yeah, so this is the table of contents for my additional documents. So I did letter of explanation, then I added my high school transcript basically because that's my results. and then the company documents, because as I said in my letter of explanation, I linked it to like how my parents own businesses and that I want to work there when I come back to my country and stuff like that. So I put the company documents for some of the companies my parents title deeds, because that was proof for like I will come back to my home country because my parents own properties and they want me to look after them when I come back. So that was one of the reasons I said I will come back for sure to Zimbabwe, you know what I'm saying? And then yeah, so I told them that I'm a firstborn, so I will have to look after some of my parents' companies as well. That's a reason why I would have to come back to Zimbabwe. And then you have to show them your police clearance. So if you've heard you need a police clearance for Canada, this is where it will come in handy. You add it here. They're all passport stamps. So I have quite a number of passport stamps because I travel a lot between like the neighboring countries of Zimbabwe. We used to do that a lot. Like when I lived in Falls, I'd go to Botswana like all the time because I was close, and I obviously am in South Africa right now, so I also travel a lot in South Africa. The time we went for the school trip to Dubai, stuff like that. So they want to see all my travel stamps, and this is helpful to strengthen your case. You don't need to show this if you don't have travel stamps or something like that, but for me in particular, it helped me because it shows them that I can go to other countries, respect their laws, and still return to my home country. So they can, it's like a history of me following the rules. So it makes them trust me a bit more if they see that I've gone to other countries. Like when I had to go to Dubai, I had to get a visa. It's not obviously not as important as this one, but like I had to get a visa, and I still respected the rules of the Dubai visa laws and whatever, and came back to my home country as requested and required. So yeah, that is basically it. The sun is setting, so the quality is horrible now. But yeah, if you need help or anything, just contact me. I'm not scary. I'm joking. Yeah, I will try help you. I can't promise I will help you with everything on this godforsaken planet, but I'm joking. Yeah, and again, if you want to use my agent, which I used, she was so nice and she was really helpful. Like I 1000% do not think I would have gotten my visa without her. So yeah, and anyone wanting to apply, just go for it, guys. Do what needs to be done. Don't be scared, don't fear anything. And even if you get rejected, life doesn't always go the way you want it to, but it all works out in the end. So yeah, good luck to everyone who's watching this video and actually wants to go to Canada. You can do this, you got this. Okay, yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day, have a lovely week, have a lovely life.